Namaste. I'm Chandra Shekhar Bhadsavle, a innovative farmer from Maharashtra. As I was introduced, I studied my undergraduation from Dapoli Agriculture University for my BSc Agriculture. Immediately after that, I went to America, studied food science and technology from UC Davis. I worked there for 5 years, and after finishing the work, as it was promised to my father, I returned back to our family farm. This was 1976. When I came back, our farm was a barren place, and it is a high rainfall zone. In high rainfall zone, rice is the main crop, and rice attracts drudgery, poverty, and a lot of worries. Also, on top of it, the farmer doesn't get dignity. So, rice production is on one side, and then rice is also associated with many other problems. The time and time again, philosophers and scientists have warned that food security and global warming are two major problems that the world is facing. If we try to address food security by increasing irrigation and fertilizers, it affects global warming negatively. But if we try to address global warming by reducing fertilizers and irrigation, the food shortage will affect negatively. So we are looking, the whole world is looking for a technique which can solve both these problems. While the whole world is trying to solve these two problems of food security and global warming, the third most important situation is that the farmers are giving up. The farmers are facing multiple problems. One of that is dignity, that after getting hard work, a lot of drudgery, very less remuneration, and then society considers that farmer, that's the last guy in the society. So this very difficult work becomes even more difficult when it's a hilly region. This farming is also associated with two very important aspects, myth and the fact. During the food production process, the world tries to teach farmers that farmer is using fertilizers and farmer is using chemicals. And that's why the farmer is facing problem. That's why the food quality is bad, and that's why the food soil degradation is taking place. But that's the myth. The fact is, it's the tillage operations, soil tillage, plowing, puddling. This is causing problem. Soil tillage is also associated with another problem of soil erosion. When soil erosion takes place, beautiful silt, the most important aspect of the soil, the silt gets washed away. In fact, losing silt is losing power, binding power of the soil. Losing silt is losing food chain of the soil. And these are some of the reasons which probably are causing the problem, such as Joshimat in the state. So these problems, if we have to stop and if we have to address positively, we have to stop tillage. We carried out very important experimental work this year. We collected 100 samples of water that was going out of fields during Kharif season, in which the ploughing and puddling was done by different equipment. Out of 100 samples we collected, 20 samples were collected from power tiller which has got two-wheel machine, there we found out that the loss of silt was 14%. When it was four-wheel tractor, the loss of silt was 15%. But when it was the bullock-drawn wooden plow, the loss was only 3%. But what we are looking for is no loss of soil, and that is a regenerative method of farming, which we have come up with. It is called SRT, Saguna Rice Technique. This Saguna Rice Technique is for the first time in the world which is showing several aspects. The most important principle which is based, this SRT is based on, is that it is a no-till method of farming, where the farmer considers and thinks to do the first operation as plowing the land, whereas in case of SRT, once that land is plowed and permanent raised beds are made, the land is not to be plowed for next 20 years or even more. So not plowing the land, no tillage operation is our first principle. Second principle is that it is regenerative. That means the soil improves its health. With today's modern science of agriculture, it says that if you take a crop in the field, the soil loses something. Soil loses its nutrition, soil loses its moisture, soil loses its different aspects, nutrients. But in case of regenerative method of farming, the soil regains its health, soil builds better health. The third principle is crop and weed residue. We leave in SRT method, we leave the crop residues and the weeds in situ to die and decay. They improve, they increase the organic carbon of the soil. And the last, fourth principle is crop rotation. Crop rotation is very important to improve the biodiversity, microscopic biodiversity of the soil. So crop rotation also is very important. So these are the four principles on which SRT is based. And this is how the technique is carried out. In this slide, picture number 1 shows how to make the raised beds, permanent raised beds. They can be made either by tractor or by hand. The second picture in the slide shows that we use a very simple tool. It's an iron frame. We call it SRT frame. With this iron frame, we punch holes into those beds and put the seed. The third picture number 3 shows putting seed into those holes and covering it with soil. Picture number 4 shows that we spray a selective pre-emergence weedicide, where only the main crop, the desired crop, is allowed to grow or germinate, and everything else is not allowed to germinate. The fifth picture in the slide shows we apply fertilizer not by broadcasting but by pushing it into the soil, and that is only once. So it saves almost 50% fertilizers and saves polluting the water bodies. And the 6th number picture is showing you the beautiful crop. So this is what SRT means. This is how SRT is carried out. And when we do this SRT, that is regenerative method of farming, this is what we achieve. During our food production or fiber production or fuel production, we either can do these two things. We can either lose carbon dioxide or moisture from the soil, which is degenerative and which is done by ploughing and tillage operations. Whereas we can fix the carbon, fix atmospheric moisture into the soil and make things better for this planet and for food security. That is called regenerative method of farming. And our objective should be to carry out a regenerative method of farming. We all are aware about this stubble burning issue in northern India. Haryana, Punjab and Delhi is facing a lot of problem, where everybody is talking about it in a big way. Stubble burning is not only burning the crop residue and creating smog in our environment. But it is also causing bigger problems, such as it is burning away the food chain of the microscopic biodiversity of the soil. It is proved by SRT method in Maharashtra. Hundreds of farmers now taking wheat crop after rice without burning the stubble. And you can see this picture picture 1, 2, 3, 4, that the wheat crop after rice is very successful, and it has improved the yield of both the crops, both rice and the wheat, and the cost of production is reduced by almost half. Our objective henceforth should not be only crop productivity and whether doubling or tripling of farmers' income, but our objective should concentrate on healthy soil. Our soils are becoming unhealthy. They are becoming dirt. So our objective is to go from dirt to soil. And you can see this big change here, that if we take this dirt and carry out and perform SRT method, regenerative method of food production in the soil, you can see the change that has taken place in 3 years, 6 years, 8 years, and 10 years. We can see it visually that the soil health has improved, soil moisture condition, and soil health means increased organic carbon. If we increase organic carbon, there are several good things that happen. The water retention, soil moisture retention improves, soil drainage improves, and soil water exchange capacity improves. And in this particular experiment, I am going to show you how soil infiltration, soil water infiltration improves. So we have put one small pipe and poured 2 liters of water in it, and with the help of stopwatch, we are measuring time. How long does it take so that the water is infiltrated? In traditional method of soil condition, after 1 hour that much water was remaining. Now this is a SRT no-till method of field, where we are doing the same experiment and pouring 2 liters of water and checking time. How long does it take to infiltrate that 2 liters of water? And within 25 minutes, this is what we see, all the water was gone. So in case of traditional field, after 1 hour, so much of water remains, whereas in SRT no-till method, all the water is gone within 25 minutes. So these are the effects, and the most important effect should happen with the farmers. SRT followers are now becoming happy. Able youth is attracted to the farm. Their tension is gone. Their worry is gone. On top of it, once the carbon increases in the soil, the crop becomes climate resilient. Whether there is drought or whether there is excess rainfall, or even in case of flood-prone situation, the crop is still performing very well. So once these tensions are gone, the farmer is assured of his crop and assured of his income, and then this problem of farmers committing suicide is also seems to be reducing. The biodiversity, we talk lot about biodiversity of the farmers and farmland. SRT is bringing a lot of biodiversity. From these pictures you can see spiders, butterflies, birds, mammals, and all things. Everything has increased on our farm, and this is a certain very important big change that is taking place because of regenerative method of farming. My friends, it's already late because the whole world is facing problem, and according to Stephen Hawking, he said world is coming to a catastrophic end because of food shortage and global warming. If we want to stop it, we must pay attention to the aspects which I just mentioned about regenerative method of farming, where carbon sequestration is very important. We must understand it and solve that problem by taking action. Thank you.